So if we take this problem, one of the things we need to know about division is what the inverse of this problem is. The opposite of division is multiplication. So if we read this problem backwards and use multiplication instead of division, it's actually going to give us the inverse. So in this case, I would write a problem like this, and I would do the inverse. I'd say blank times 22 equals 345. Now, instead of doing actual division and having to divide and going through the process to do that, now I can use multiplication, which I know a lot of you guys are more familiar with. So we can figure out how many groups of 22 equals 345. So I'm actually going to think about this as a multiplication problem. Now, what I always tell you guys is always think about easy problems. I know that 22 times 10 is an easy mental math problem. 22 times 10 equals 220. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep figuring out multiples of 22 to get up to 345. Now you guys know I could do 22 and add 22 to that, and add 22 to that, and add 22 to that, and keep adding until I get 345. But that's going to be very time-consuming. We don't want to take much time. Mathematicians want to make things as easy and as simple as possible. So here, if we have 10 groups of 22, we get 220. I still need to go up more. If I do another 10 groups of 22, then that will actually equal 440. That's too much. That's too high. I don't need to go that high. So instead of 10 groups, I'm going to say let's just take 3 groups of 22. Because I know in my head that's an easy problem to do. 22 times 3 is 66. Now, if I add this together to see how many I've got 6, 8, 286. Now, I know I can still add in some more groups of 22 here. So now I'm going to add in 2 more groups of 22, which equals 44. I get 0 there. If I add those, I get a 2, and I get a 3. So 320. And, oops, I'm sorry, I forgot to carry this 1 there. That would be 330. So I have 330 here. I cannot fit any more groups of 22 in here without going over 345. So now I am basically done. The only thing I have to do is figure out what my remainder is. So if I make a subtraction problem here, then I subtract these two. 5 minus 0 is 5, 4 minus 3 is 1, and 3 minus 3 is 0. So my remainder is going to be 15, and my answer is going to be how many multiples of 22 I use. So I use 10 multiples here, 3 multiples, and 2 multiples. So my answer would be 15. So it would actually be 15